There are two items in this month's flu that are somewhat related to each other, and they both reflect in trends that have been going on in family law over the last number of years. I wrote an article that's posted on my website about what the likely effects will be of same-sex divorce, saying that now that we have same-sex marriage, the likely outcome is that not all couples are going to get along, and there'll be same-sex divorce as well. And one of the differences of same-sex divorce from heterosexual divorce is likely to be changes in how the children of that couple are created and the legal relationships. This has been a trend not just in terms of same-sex divorce, but many years ago when I first started doing family law, there were very few paternity actions, and when they were, they tended to be the urban poor that were involved in it. And today, you see a lot of single parents never married, and it's become far more societally acceptable in terms of having children out of wedlock and not getting married by shotgun as a result of that creation. As a result, there's an importance for family law attorneys to be knowledgeable and cognizant of the various legal aspects that are involved in these types of relationships. So the two areas of flu I'd like to point out on that are first, the area of adoption. And throughout the years we've been doing flu, we've been fortunate to have various contributing editors in certain fields, and one of the most consistent over the years has been the Grady, Hayes, and Neary law firm in Waukesha, which contributes articles on a regular basis on adoption. And I'd like to thank attorneys Steve Hayes and Elizabeth Neary, who again this month have a contribution regarding the law of adoption, as they have many months that we've been posting and disseminating flu. And for lawyers, the concept of understanding the laws of adoption and what the various ramifications of it are in various state and federal laws is very, very important to know. And really want to thank Steve and Elizabeth for their contributions and encourage everyone to read them and be familiar with them. Related to adoption is other forms of what is known as ART, A-R-T, which is Assisted Reproductive Technology. There's that Supreme Court case from a year or two ago regarding the contract for surrogacy, where the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled that surrogacy contracts are enforceable as long as they're consistent with the best interests of the children. And the various aspects of surrogacy are going to become, I think, more and more important as we see more same-sex couples marry and then have children through surrogacy or through adoption. So the second item of flu I'd like to highlight in that regard deals with the ABA Family Law section, which will be having its fall meeting in October. We meet in fun places, and the October 2017 meeting is going to be in Quebec City, Canada, which is just a charming, fun place to go to. The meetings combine a number of really worthwhile things. The CLE in general is generally really top rate, really interesting, really well done by experts throughout the country. There's an opportunity for socialization. There's an opportunity for networking. I'm fortunate to have a number of friends that I've made over the years by going there, and it's always a pleasure to see them. As I said, they're generally in fun places. The fall one this year is in Quebec City. Spring 2017 will be in Savannah, Georgia, which is a really fun place to go to as well. A part of the CLE track in these meetings, along with a regular family law track, deals with art. There is an art section, which is sort of a subsection of the family law section, that puts on just outstanding CLE programs on the different aspects of assisted reproductive technology. And in the future as family law evolves and as we see more and more same-sex couples get married and then eventually divorce. It's going to become more and more important for family law attorneys to understand how these different types of assisted reproductive technologies are handled by the law and by science as well, which is also something that's evolving over time. So I invite you, when you read this month's Flu, to pay attention to the contributions in the adoption section by Steve and Elizabeth, and take a look at the ABA family law section. I've posted a link to it. You can see the program, you can see the events, and see where the section's going this fall, and again next spring, and also in the future, and encourage people to get involved in it. It's a combination, as I said, of good learning, good CLE, and just a really, really good time.